Good morning. Welcome to our dear Dimples for taking us through this beautiful journey. And we can't be more grateful to her because it's just been amazing that she's channeling all the thoughts, the learnings that we've all learned through these beautiful sessions in the morning. So thank you so much to Swami Paramanand for his teachings and to Dimples for translating it for us. So without further ado, let's start our chapter on Karma Yoga. Anything, Dimples, you want to tell us before we start on this journey?
Yes, Swami Paramarthananda.
Paramarthananda. Thank you so much. Yes.
So you see, basically what we are doing is understanding the foundations, as I said,
Yeah.
So today we are going to do Karma Yoga, which is always quoted and talked about, but I don't know how much people understand Karma Yoga.
Right.
Let's do that. Yeah. You'll read?
Yes, I'll just read.
Yeah,
Chapter
great.
4, Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is a compound word consisting of two simple words, karma and yoga. By karma, here we mean proper action. The second part is a yoga, which means proper attitude or proper state of mind. Thus, doing proper action with proper attitude is called karma yoga. Now, what is proper action? Based on scriptures, we can divide all actions broadly into three categories. They are sattvic karma, rajas karma, and tamas karma. Sattvic karma. Sattvic karma refers to certain actions which are prescribed by the scriptures as compulsory for every mumuksu or seeker or moksha.
Seeker of moksha.
Yes. So every mumukshu or seeker of moksha. Since these actions are compulsory, there is no question whether I like them or not. If I like them, it's wonderful. If I do not like them, I should better learn to like them. They have to be done. As these actions are not based on our likes and dislikes or on our karma, they are called nishkama karma. Why do scriptures prescribe these compulsory actions? All sattvic karmas primarily contribute to the inner and spiritual growth of a person. They're not primarily meant for the material growth of a person. They're not meant for money, name, fame, status, family, children, and the like. To put it in technical language, they are dharma moksha pradhan. They are not artha kama pradhan. Their focus is inner growth. By performing these actions, a person does not get much material benefit, does not get any visible, tangible benefit. The benefits are all subtle internal benefits. How beautiful. So how do we say this? Panka Mahayagna.
Pancha Mahayagna. Now, see, we've done the Purusharthas, right? Which explains Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So, Artha, Kama means security and pleasure, and Dharma means doing the right thing, and Moksha is trying to understand what life is about. So, you see, they made a distinction between the karmas, right?
Yeah.
That these are Dharma, Moksha, Pradhana, and not Artha, Kama, Pradhana. These Sattvika karmas.
Right.
And Pancha Mahayagna is a very important part of our Vedic society. We all practice it in different ways. As you read, you'll understand.
Yes. So what are Pancha Mahayagna? These are the karmas or actions prescribed for the inner growth of an individual. They are the Pancha Mahayagna, the 5 sacred karmas. First, Deva Yagna. Worship of the Lord in any form. It may be in the form of a ritualistic sacrifice, a yagya. It may be in the form of a puja in front of an idol or a photo. It can be in the form of jap, repetition of the name of the Lord. It can be in the form of temple visit, or it can be in the form of service to the temple by giving my time, my energy, or other resources. All these come under Deva Yagna or service to the Lord. Deva Yagna is not meant for money. This will not benefit me visibly or tangibly. In fact, superficially seen, it may even appear as a mere waste of time. If I take a job during this time, I may earn some money. It is for this reason that whenever people find themselves with too much work, they decide to drop some of these activities immediately. We find that we have no time for puja or parayanam or a temple visit. In fact, Sattvic karma can be humorously defined as that which we generally drop whenever we become busy. We drop it because we don't find any tangible benefit out of it and consider it a mere waste of time. On the other hand, A subtle mind will understand that I am getting an invisible result. A tremendous inner growth is taking place through such activities. Hence, this Deva Yagna is indispensable for a mumukshu.
Right.
Pitra Yagna, number 2, worship of parents and forefathers. If the parents are alive, respect them, take care of them properly. Daily, I offer my namaskars to my parents too. In the Ramayana, Ram offered prostrations to his father, King Dashrath, even when the king asked him to go to the forest. Similarly, when Bharat comes to the forest to take him back to Ayodhya, Ram conveys his reverence to his mother, Kekai, who was instrumental in sending Ram to the forest and whom the whole world hated. Such unconditional reverence to parents is necessary. The scriptures say, Matra Devo Bhava, Pitra Devo Bhava, meaning worship your mother and father as God. Like the parents and other forefathers, also alive or dead, should be treated with reverence. As a part of this, the scriptures prescribe certain types of ceremonies to be performed on special days. All the ceremonies come under Pitra Yagna and they're compulsory. The Pitra Yagna, the second Mahayagna, also comes under Sattvic Karma. Number 3, Brahma Yagna. Worship of the scriptures and the rishis who have given us the scriptures is called Brahma Yagna. Brahma means Veda. Veda Yagna or Rishi Yagna are together called Brahma Yagna. What is this worship? It is not just offering flowers to the scriptures as we do on special days like Saraswati Puja Day. We have to ensure that books are treated properly. We have to learn to respect the contents of the book also through regular Parayanam. Parayanam means regular reading of the scriptures, preferably with the knowledge of its meaning. If we know the meaning of the scriptures, our involvement will be more. If we do not know the meaning, the reverential reading of the Gita or the Sahasranama helps in building up this respect for the scriptures. In fact, we are doing this even now as a part of a tradition. In the past, such a reading was common. Today is becoming rare. Even if you don't read the scripture, worshipping and remembering the rishis who have given them to us is Brahma Yagna. Before any jap or parayanam, the preparatory steps involve remembering the respective rishi. Promotion of scriptural studies is also Brahma Yagna. One should study and teach or help others study and teach. Today, many pathshalas are closing down because most people do not know the importance of scriptures. One Mahayagna cannot replace any other Mahayagna. Donating to orphanages is wonderful, but that cannot replace Brahma Yagna. Neither can it replace Pitra Yagna. Each one has its own important place. While eating rice alone cannot be eaten, we need nourishment. We need carbohydrates like rice, but we require minerals, proteins, vitamins, and so on. Similarly, society requires all types of contributions. To contribute just to one thing alone is not correct. Therefore, all the 5 are compulsory and important. A person may do more of one and less of the other, but all the 5 yagnas are equally important. Now the 4th, Manusya Yagna. Is it Manushya?
Manushya. This is Sanskrit.
So with that, the Roman script.
With that underneath,
yes.
That makes it sure.
Yeah, so Manushya Yagna. This is worship of or service to humanity. All types of social service will come under this category. Many people think that this Manushya Yagna alone is enough. There is a general question everywhere. Should we spend so much of money on temples, ornaments for the Lord? Why can we not spend all that money on feeding poor children? We don't say poor children should not be fed, but to argue that we should abolish temples and pathshalas so that we will have enough money for feeding poor children and the destitute is a lopsided vision. Children have to be taken care of. Poor people have to be protected, but equally important is spending money on temples. Many people think that Hinduism does not include social service in its philosophy. The general impression created is that we have to learn from other religions. We need to remember that we had the scriptural commandments which instruct us to take care of people also. The only problem is that the Hindus do not follow the injunctions. It is not a defect in the religion, but it is a defect of the followers. If everybody takes care of Manushya Yagna, there will be no poverty. While cultural deterioration is because of the absence of Brahma Yagna, social deterioration is because of the absence of Manushya Yagna. Now, the fifth is Bhuta Yagna. This is worship of and service to all other living beings. These include animals, birds, plants, forests, the aquatic creatures, etc. In a nutshell, it means respect towards life. Vegetarianism, in fact, is a part of Bhuta Yagna. I do not want to kill animals to satisfy my tongue. Therefore, vegetarianism becomes a part of Bhuta Yagna. Elephants are killed merely for the sake of their tusks, which serve as decorative pieces inside a house. Rhinos are destroyed for the sake of their horns. We also need to know how these animals are killed. Some of them are killed or burned or skinned alive. There is nothing but cruelty in these killings. If we had not understood that nature is very delicately balanced. If we tamper with any part of nature, it will lead to different kinds of problems. Ecology has developed as a very important science in the recent past only. Global meetings are held nowadays often. The Vedas have already said that if you revere nature, you will never be selfish. So Bhuta Yagna is done to help one become aware of the importance of other living beings. Many gods have taken animals as their vahans. When we worship these gods, we indirectly worship these animals also. Daily before we eat, we feed the crows or the cows. This is Bhuta Yagna. There is a ritualistic type of Bhuta Yagna also. All these actions take me towards moksha, but I do not see it. It is an invisible growth. These Pancha Mahayagnas come under Sattvic Karma or Nishkam Karma, which one has to do whether one likes it or not. How big or small these will depend on the availability of time, convenience, financial resources of the person concerned, etc. These actions are Sattvic Karma, forming the best part of Karma Yoga because they directly contribute to spiritual growth.
I just want to jump in here, Prachi. Have you noticed when you read the Varna Avastha and you read the Pancha Mahayagna, how beautifully the Vedic society was structured and integrated based on your natural inclination, based on the kind of work you did. And Pancha Mahayagna is in all Swamiji's talks. He always stresses on this, and we all do it to some level, but also one has to have a balance, just not focus on the one thing. You have to look at the all-round development of society. So your Deva Yagna, your your Pitra Yagna, your Brahma Yagna, everything is important. Actually, what we are doing right now is Brahma Yagna because we are studying, Manushya Yagna, everything. That is where a healthy society grows and integrates beautifully. So, and our scriptures have had it all. It's just that we don't follow it and then we blame the religion. Please carry on. I just wanted to say that.
No, thank you. This is very, very important. Rajas Karma. Next comes the second kind of action called Rajas Karma. These are Rajas actually, no?
Yeah, Rajas.
Yeah, these are actions based on our desires. Hence, they're called Sakam Karmas, desire prompted actions. The scriptures permit a person to do such karmas too. It is not compulsory if a person wants to do them. He is permitted to do. It is not considered a sin. A person can fulfill the desires in a legitimate manner without corruption. The scriptures themselves prescribe a number of rituals of fulfilling our desires. There are rituals for getting money, land, rain, and so on. They are not there for fulfilling our selfish interests. The scriptures, however, do not ban them. They're considered madhyam karmas.
Madhyama,
yeah. Down south, we stress on the A, right? Up north, there's no A in the last, yeah.
Madhyam.
Yeah, madhyam, yeah, and madhyama, yes, whatever. They primarily contribute to our material well-being. So their contribution to our spiritual growth is less. In Sattvic karma, the primary benefit is inner growth. The secondary benefit is material well-being. Rajas karma primarily contributes to material well-being and only secondary contributes to spiritual growth. So you want to say something about this?
You know, when they say that the scriptures prescribe a number of rituals of fulfilling desires, there is something called the Putra Kameshti, there is something for wealth. And actually my teacher told me that there was a drought in that delta, that region, and Puja Swami Dayananda actually organized a particular ritual homam and the rains came. The thing is, they have to be done properly. You cannot take shortcuts. If you do not do, they're very tough to do in terms of disciplines of what has to be done, but they will produce results. And that is what is called the Karma Kanda, or the way the Purva, because all these rituals are mentioned there. But as they say, you have to observe what they call muddy in the south, and purity and this, that, and the other. But the thing is, everything is possible, but nothing can last, because whatever comes in time has to go in time. So you may do all the rituals. People are running after rituals. Let me do this. I'll go to this loka. Let me do this. I know of people who do that. But all that is temporary. What is permanent is what you have to look for. And that is, yeah,
very beautiful. Tamas karma. Tamas, the last type is Nishiddha karma, prohibited action. These actions take me away from moksha. They have retarding effect on me and pull me backwards because the actions are wrong. Violence, cheating, etc. Adhama, the lowest. The aim of a mukshu is to avoid Nishiddha karma completely. Increasing sattva karma, reducing rajas karma, and avoiding tamas karma should be the aim of the karma yogi. Sometimes I may come across certain situations where I may have to do some nishidh karma. For example, when I clean the house, I may use some insecticides. Some amount of sin will have to be incurred. Even while taking vegetarian foods, we are harming the vegetable kingdom. Hence, there are certain unavoidable nishidh karma. The aim of a seeker is to reduce these to the minimum. This choiceless papam is called suna. Suna in the scriptures. Yeah, there's a line, so we have to expand it. It's called, papam is called suna in the scriptures. These choiceless papams have to be neutralized by Pancha Mahayagnas. Thus, Pancha Mahayagnas are important in two ways: in neutralizing papams and in the spiritual progress. Wonderful. Now we're coming to yoga. Now coming to the second part of the word karma yoga, what is yoga? It is proper attitude, which Krishna calls in the Gita as samatvam. It is a mental state of equanimity, balance, and unperturbed condition, which helps in making life effective. Many people say life is a university. We can learn a lot from the experience of our life only if we maintain a balanced mental condition. Without this, learning is impossible. Therefore, samatva or balance is a mental state which is to be entertained by a karma yogi or mumukshu. How can one get this mental balance? One can get it by cultivating certain healthy traits. 4 of them will be mentioned here. Acceptance. As a part of living, I have to do certain actions enjoined by the scriptures, and also a few worldly actions like taking care of the family. Some of them I do happily, while others I do with great reluctance. The tendency, therefore, is to grumble by labeling some actions as unpleasant. Learn to accept all actions and also the result of all actions. Accept both choiceless actions and choiceless results of actions.
Prachi, I want to jump in here.
Yeah.
So there's this very famous verse in chapter 2, I think it's verse 47, Karmane vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. So what Lord Krishna says is that everybody acts for a result. You can't say that, oh, I don't want any results. You want a result. But if the result is not to your liking, accepting it, okay, so that's the way it is what is acceptance.
Right.
It is not, no, I don't want any result, because that's not possible. Even Lord Krishna was teaching Arjuna because he wanted to teach him, that he wanted a result, right?
Right.
What Swami Paramathanand once said to us was that, it doesn't mean sitting and suffering in life. Suppose there is you've got an air-conditioned room. It doesn't, nobody says, the scriptures don't say, oh, don't put on the air conditioner, sit and suffer in the heat of Chennai. Put on the air conditioner. But if the power goes off, don't sit and fret and fume about it. Enjoy it if it's there. If it's not there, so be it. And that should apply to all our actions. Do what you have to do. And any action you do can have 4 results. What you expected, more than you expected, less than you expected, or the opposite of what you expected. That you have no control over, because that is not in your hands. That is Daivam. Your effort is only one of the components in any action. Your karma determines other situations in whatever decides the result. That is an unknown force. So accepting it, that this is the way it is meant to be, is the attitude we have to build up. That is samatvam, not cribbing up. Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to say that about acceptance.
Beautiful. It's amazing. So much of value addition. So much. Beautiful. So the second one, which is the certain healthy traits are non-comparison. Comparison creates problems. When I compare myself with another and find myself less lucky, I do not accept what has been given to me. This disturbs the mind. Hence, there should not be any comparison, not only while doing action, but also while receiving the results. Our problem most of the time is not because of the results that we get. We tend to accept our results. When the other person has a little more than what I have, it upsets me. Thus, comparison while doing actions or while receiving results creates problems. Hence, I have to learn to avoid comparison.
Prachi, once again,
yes.
Once again, I have to say something. We were reading in one of the chapters of the Bhagavad Gita, I dare say it was, I don't know, 7th or 8th, I'm not sure where Puja Swamiji, Dayananda said. He said, he was talking about different attitudes people have. Like he talked about jealousy, and he said that is the most illegitimate of all emotions. You get jealous when you see somebody else is doing better, but you have to understand that is his karma that has got him there, and your karma has you where you are. So do not blame fate or God or anybody else, or get upset if somebody is doing better. That is his own karma from past lives, which has brought him where he is. So, that is what is non-comparison. You cannot compare to another person. Oh, he's got more money, he's got a bigger house. And that is his karma. And who did the karma? You did the karma. And that is the result you're getting in this life. Understand that. Everybody is where they are because of their past karmas. Yeah.
Humility is the third. If I am able to do a noble action, I should thank the Lord that I'm blessed to do this action. This is especially true of Pancha Mahayagna. When I do some good action, it gets into my head, and I start feeling proud about my achievements. That I am but an instrument of the God. Lord is forgotten. Therefore, be humble. How beautiful. Very beautiful. Number 4, devotion. Devotion is dedicating all my actions to the Lord as worship with the following words. O Lord, whatever be the consequences, I will accept them as your prasad, your gift. It may be spiritual growth or material growth or adverse effect. I will accept all the consequences as your gift. I do not resist anything that comes in my life. Anything that comes in my life is a result of my own good or bad actions. And I know that you are never unjust. Whatever comes from you will refine and elevate me. If I have this devotional attitude, it will lead to samatvam. Thus, doing the right karma with the right state of mind is karma yoga, which gives me inner growth. I may not materially become richer like other people, but I am rich and calm internally. I grow internally. This benefit of inner growth is called samskara or refinement. Samskara. Sorry, the Halan.
One minute, Prachi, I have to tell you, in Sanskrit, the same word has very many different meanings. It is all contextual.
Right.
So in this case, when samskara is being talked about, it is, see, what are our samskaras? It is our mental attitudes.
Right.
So in this case, when talking about the samskaras that grow within you, means that you are refining your mind. That is why the word refinement has been put.
Right. No, but I'm just trying to wonder, is this a Roman script or Sanskrit? Because ma with a dot, I think becomes na. Should have been
Samskara.
Sanskara.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's one.
You know, I'm not that good at the Sanskrit, just that I've been studying the Gita for so long. So some things I've understood, but I do not know it all. But you're right.
Yeah, this is actually Roman script.
The Sandhi rules are like that. Samskara becomes Sanskara.
The Roman script we are using for our Vedic literature. This is Sanskara. So ma with a dot becomes a no. And a with a dot becomes a expanding. So this, okay, so last, let's read again. Thus, doing the right karma with the right state of mind is karma yoga, which gives me inner growth. I may not materially become richer like other people, but I am rich and calm internally. I grow internally. This benefit of inner growth is called sanskara or refinement. This is the first discipline with every mumukshu has to follow. Very nice. Beautiful.
Antakarna Shuddhi is also the word they use. We call it AKS. Basically, your Antakarna, which is your mind, your Manabuddhi, Ankara, Chitta, all has to get refined. All the negative vasanas that are stored there, or improper or negative thought patterns, they have to get refined. That is called purity of mind, nothing else.
Absolutely. Now let's read about the benefit of karma yoga. What will happen if a person follows karma yoga? The benefit is that the priorities of life will get reshuffled. Initially, my priorities were different. It was money, by hook or crook. Artha or Kama had got top priority, while Dharma and Moksha had gone in the background. Even if there was a desire for moksha, it remained a Manda Ichha.
Manda.
Yeah.
Manda.
Manda. Yeah. Okay. Manda Buddhi, that Manda. It remained a Manda Ichha, a mere lukewarm desire. Karma yoga changes my attitude and gradually the priority will be given to moksha. The Manda Mumukshva changes into Tivra Mumukshvam. It becomes an obsession like a tennis player wanting to win the Wimbledon. When moksha becomes the top priority, artha and kama become secondary. Thus, one benefit of karma yoga is spiritual inclination. Wow. The second benefit of karma yoga is spiritual competence. It is not enough that I desire moksha, but I should be competent and qualified to attain moksha. Many students may desire to join IIT, but those who can actually join it are not many. Therefore, desire is one thing and competence is another. One may desire moksha, but he may not be qualified. By practicing karma yoga, he will get the necessary spiritual competence also. Thirdly, karma yoga will produce sufficient punyam to provide a conducive situation or spiritual opportunity for the pursuit of moksha. It will help in getting a guru. We will see the importance of the guru later. I do not know who a guru is. Therefore, I require punyam to help me on my way. If a guru is around to guide me, I must be able to make use of his presence. For this, again, I require punyam. Thus, the third benefit of karma yoga is a conducive situation for the pursuit of moksha. And once a person has gone through karma yoga successfully, he has to go through the next stage of sadhana, which is upasana yoga. Beautiful. Absolutely.
So, you know, they talk about 3 kripas that are very, very necessary. One is a guru kripa, that you should be able to find a guru. Then there's shastra kripa, which is that the shastra should be available for you to study and for you to understand, even that kind of a mind. And atma kripa is your own self kripa, which is that you make that little effort. And what we've also heard is that, see, material punyam, a lot of people get. You see people all around you doing very well in life. They have every possession you can think of. But spiritual punyam is very, very rare. that only very few people get. And spiritual punyam manifests itself how? It even manifests, first of all, even in a mild interest in wanting to know what is life about.
Yeah.
Then it creates a conducive situation where you have access to material that helps you to understand.
That's the Shastra.
Then you take the time to do it. And that, they say, is a much rarer thing to get spiritual punyam. You can get material the whole world gets.
So the Atma Kripa is what we are all being blessed with right now while we're doing the Brahma Yagna, right?
Well, if the fact that we are sitting here and discussing and taking the effort to even read this is self kripa, that you're doing that for your own inner growth.
Yeah.
That's Atma on yourself.
And what we're doing is Brahma Yoga. So how beautiful.
Yeah.
So we are anyways making our journey so spiritual and soulful.
Well, the fact is we've got spiritual blessings or grace, spiritual punyam, that we are even able to do this. And a lot of people don't have the time. They, it's all very well to say study the scriptures, but if you are busy trying to earn a living for your wife, your family, your children, or a woman has to run her house, she can't do it. You have to have the spiritual punyam to have an environment which allows you to study also.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%. Yes.
Yeah. So all that is spiritual punyam.
We're so blessed. And once again, thank you, Dimples, for this beautiful, gratifying.
You are the one who's reading.
You're the one who's the channel for us. You send this book, and I can't be, His Highness, Swami Paramanathanji, thank you so much. Punya, he's amazing.
And when he's talked here about qualifications, when we do this next bit, when we come to Tattva Bodha, it starts with Adhikaratvam, which is qualifications. So the qualification starts with Karma Yoga because that's what gives you Antakarna Shuddhi. Right attitude, right action. A robber can't say, I'm doing robbing very skillfully, so I'm doing my Karma Yoga because I'm a robber. That's Nishiddha Karma. So you can't say that's Karma Yoga.
So whatever you do, Shiddat se karo, do with your full heart.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you for this gratifying morning.
Thank you, Prachi. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Okay.